The internet has been flooded with videos about ChatGPT, and everyone's impressed by the advances that have been made by artificial intelligence. But while ChatGPT may seem harmless, the truth is that this technology has the potential to be incredibly dangerous. In this video, we will explore just how dangerous ChatGPT can be. Let's first briefly describe exactly what ChatGPT is. ChatGPT is an AI language model that can communicate with humans in a way that is almost indistinguishable from real human communication. For decades now, there has been a test in computer science known as the Turing test, named after famed computer scientist Alan Turing. The Turing test states that for a computer system to be considered sufficiently advanced, it must be able to convince a human interacting with it that it's not a computer but another human. Well, ChatGPT passes the Turing test with flying colors. It's nearly impossible to tell that an actual human being did not create the outputs generated by ChatGPT. While the possibilities of this amazing new technology are endless, it also opens a whole can of worms by enabling a host of potentially big problems and challenges. First and foremost, because ChatGPT can communicate in a way that is so similar to human communication, it can easily trick people into believing things that are not true. This is a major concern, as it means that people may be misled by ChatGPT into making decisions that could have serious consequences. Malicious actors could abuse ChatGPT into generating heaps of highly personalized, highly optimized, and real-time interactions to lure unsuspecting victims into various forms of fraud and scams online. Senior citizens in particular are already at a huge risk of falling prey to existing scams, and ChatGPT can make this problem infinitely worse by applying its machine learning powers to learn personal details about each individual victim and tailor the interaction to make use of every possible vulnerability. Further, ChatGPT is constantly learning and adapting itself based on the conversations it has with real humans. With each passing day, with each passing interaction, it is becoming increasingly skilled at manipulating and deceiving people. As ChatGPT continues to learn, it may become more and more difficult to detect its manipulations and deceptions. Some safeguards have already been put in place to prevent ChatGPT from causing harm. However, these measures are not foolproof and are often reactive rather than proactive. Several online tools have already emerged that should help determine whether a piece of text has been generated by artificial intelligence, but the majority of them struggle to recognize text generated by ChatGPT. The team behind ChatGPT released one such tool, and even their tool fails to recognize text generated by ChatGPT much of the time. It almost feels like ChatGPT is already beyond the control of the very people that created it. Another danger of ChatGPT is its potential to spread misinformation and propaganda. Because it can communicate with so many people at once, ChatGPT has the ability to disseminate false information on a massive scale. This is particularly concerning in today's world, where misinformation already has serious consequences. In the future, this problem will get even worse, and things like political upheavals, social unrest, and even violence will become more common as a result of mass misinformation. It's not hard to imagine a world where ChatGPT is used to manipulate political elections or sway public opinion on important issues. We've already witnessed the devastating consequences of similar actions in some of the previous elections, and keep in mind that those were pulled off using models much less sophisticated than ChatGPT. And it goes beyond politics too. ChatGPT will almost certainly be used by criminals to scam innocent people out of their money or personal information. Probably one of the most worrying dangers of ChatGPT is it improving to the point where it starts to develop something akin to its own consciousness. According to many experts, this is probably still too far-fetched, but it's definitely a possibility in the future. If ChatGPT becomes an entity that has its own values and goals and makes its own decisions based on those, it may easily come to some very dangerous situations. The most notable example is, of course, ChatGPT developing the idea that humanity is bad and should be destroyed. The most imminent and pressing concern of ChatGPT is the potential for a sudden upheaval of the job market. Currently, most jobs can probably only be improved by ChatGPT, as it's arguably not yet capable of completely replacing human work. However, that point is probably not too far off in the future, and we can expect millions of humans to lose their jobs, especially in positions that require any sort of writing, including code. What employer would keep paying high salaries to employees when they could have an artificial intelligence do the job better, faster, and for a lot less money? This is definitely one of the most urgent challenges presented by ChatGPT. It will not be long before we see entire sections of the job market collapse because of ChatGPT. And right now, nobody knows what all those people will do in the future. The dangers of ChatGPT don't just stop with ChatGPT. After its explosive growth, tons of similar companies and services have started to emerge, working frantically in an effort to catch up with ChatGPT. As time goes by, not only will ChatGPT improve, but the number of its competitors will also increase, which will create an incentive for both ChatGPT and other AI models to further speed up their development and improvement. ChatGPT may seem like an impressive, fun, but ultimately harmless technology. The truth is, however, that it has the potential to be incredibly dangerous. Its ability to manipulate and deceive humans, spread misinformation and propaganda, and adapt over time make it a serious threat to society. As we continue to develop and use AI technologies like ChatGPT, it is important that we remain vigilant and aware of their potential dangers, and potentially even try to regulate their usage and improve our ability to detect abuse. Of course, we can't really rely on companies alone to regulate ChatGPT and similar services alone. If the majority of us as a society believe that tools like ChatGPT should be regulated, we must demand strict regulations and oversight of these technologies and hold these companies accountable for the potential harm that their technologies can cause. Many people already make the argument that the benefits of ChatGPT will definitely outweigh the risks. They usually point out its ability to assist in tasks such as customer service, marketing, sales, content creation, creative writing, etc., or provide personalized recommendations to users. However, these benefits probably pale in comparison to the potential harm that ChatGPT can cause to humanity. We also have to keep in mind the future potential dangers of ChatGPT. What we're seeing now is one of its earliest versions. Not only is ChatGPT developed by some of the smartest people in the world, but the technology itself is learning and improving on its own. This current iteration of ChatGPT can already fool humans into thinking that they're interacting with another human. What will the 100th version of ChatGPT be like? As the powers of ChatGPT grow, so will the potential for the harm it can cause. Now, this doesn't mean that we should ban ChatGPT entirely, or try not to further develop and improve it. It is clear that it brings out a lot of benefits. Otherwise, the tool will probably never have been created in the first place. But even though we continue to use tools like these and improve them, we should always remain vigilant of their potential dangers. In conclusion, it's hard to overstate the dangers of ChatGPT. Its ability to manipulate, deceive, and spread misinformation make it a very real and serious threat to our society, especially populations that are the most vulnerable to it, such as technologically challenged people. Our best course of action is almost certainly to proceed with developing, training, and using ChatGPT, but do it very cautiously and responsibly. So, the real dangers of ChatGPT are probably still not fully materialized, but they sure are coming. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. If you like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content related to artificial intelligence and technology. If you want to continue learning about the greatest dangers to humanity, check out our video on the 10 ways the world could end. See you there.